Obviously, when you were having those conversations with Tyson, you were sort of operating as an ambassador of the sport of boxing. And I want you to speak in that role right now because, we had this fight that a lot of people were looking forward to, undisputed welterweight title fight that is ripe and there for the taking between Terrence Crawford and your WBC champion and other two. He has three belts in all, Errol Spence Jr. of Texas. That does not take place. And I know a lot of fight fans are feeling let down, angry, betrayed, that anything could get in the way of this fight happening as it should be happening right now. What can your role be to try to bridge these guys together is the first part of the question. And then secondly, what would you say to the fight fans who, are so angered? I think a lot of them kind of just want to turn their back on the sport and say, boxing can't give us the fights that we want to see.
It's a very complicated matter. As I stated, we are not a promoter. And we did certainly put out a strong effort to make that fight happen. We put on hold the mandatory obligations of our champion Spence. And we made it known that we're going to give every support for the fight to take place without putting any obstacles to it. I've seen Crawford several times in person, through friends, and he always says, I want my WBC. He was a super lightweight WBC champion, and when he moved up in weight, he has been saying it for a couple of years, I want the WBC green and gold belt. So I do not know the specifics why the fight fell at this moment. I was led to believe on multiple occasions that the fight was going to take place. They said November and then probably at the beginning of the year. But now it seems it did not materialize. And I see Crawford probably fighting Avanesyan as it was announced. The thing is, as a fan, we take blows, but in every sport. So many fans, when the baseball started the playoffs, everybody was dreaming of Yankees Dodgers, and then the Padres, and then everything changes, and we have Phillies against the Houston Astros. I mean, fans may say, oh, that's not a worthy World Series. It is a great World Series of the best teams at this moment. Of course, we all wanted to see Yankees, Dodgers. The Padres came up so strong and just swept the Dodgers. But this is sports that you don't always get the dream event that everybody expects. I would say just keep calm. We have been very lucky in the last 2 years at least, and have witnessed sensational fights. I rather celebrate the great fights that we have seen rather than only stick to one fight that did not take place and get angry at a sport where there's so many variables. TV networks, promoters, managers, attorneys. Then you don't know what the fighter's opinion is and what they demand or what happens that a negotiation is broken. Sometimes the ego gets into place. Sometimes too much, how do you say, when you want everything for yourself?
Yeah, greed.
Greed sometimes makes things just go south. To all the boxing fans, because I am always going to be a boxing fan, I would just say, take a deep breath. Enjoy Chocolatito against Estrada. Enjoy Inoue fighting for the only belt that he doesn't have. He's going to fight in December for it. Enjoy Katie Taylor this weekend. And there's so many great fights out there. And just give the sport the benefit of the doubt and support it and stay looking out for great fights to come.
Great. Yeah, I know that, it's kind of out of your control here because I think that Spence has to deal with another mandatory before he deals with the WBC mandatory. But am I mistaken? Isn't Boots Ennis your number one contender?
No, the WBC's mandatory is next. That has been confirmed. Thurman is the number one contender, but everything will be seen at the convention.
Oh, okay. That's going to be finalized at the convention?
Yeah, I believe Ennis is the IBF or
You're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's my
I
mistake.
believe it's the IBF mandatory.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great. Yeah, we'll just see how that plays out. That will be obviously a newsworthy event at the convention.